school money masuk bank I je. Senang check balance.
What? This is not Uni Enterprise?
Baik, open. Nak tengok bank statement you sekarang juga.
Just RM1 je.
Did you see what just happened in this scene? Here, someone is using their personal bank account to keep school money. At first, it might look convenient, but in reality, this is a serious problem. Personal accounts are meant for personal money. School accounts are meant for school funds. Mixing them can create confusion, and more importantly, it can put the person and the school at risk. Imagine if 500 ringgit suddenly goes missing. Who will be responsible? The school? The person? If it's in a personal account, it's very hard to track. That's why it's extremely important to always use a dedicated school account for all financial transactions. Remember, personal money does not equal school money. Keep them separate to protect yourself and the school.
Guys, I bought all of this for school.
Who approve?
Not Shopee. Approval first lah.
My heart say bye.
In this scene, we saw someone buying a whole lot of items without getting approval first. It might look harmless, maybe they were just trying to help, but in school financial management, this is a big issue. Imagine this, you go out, buy everything you think the school needs, and only after that, you submit a receipt hoping to get reimbursed. But when the finance committee checks, they realize there were no request form, no budget confirmation, and no approval. At that moment, the school has every right to reject the claim. That's why every purchase must go through the proper steps. A written request form, budget confirmation, approval from the responsible teacher or the finance committee. Skipping these steps can create confusion, mismatched record, or even financial loss. So remember the rule, approval first, spending later. Don't depend on your own judgment or impulse when it comes to school money. And always make sure the purchase is officially approved before you spend.
No receipt today, murah sikit.
Wow! Yes!
Nak beli apa?
In this scene, a payment was about to be made even though there was no receipt, no invoice. This is actually one of the most common mistakes in school money management. Imagine this. You hand over the school money, but there's nothing on paper to prove what it was for. So, documentation is not just for a formality, it is the evidence that the transaction really happened. Without the documentation, there is no way to confirm whether the payment was legitimate or whether the item were actually received. Now, imagine an auditor walking and asking, "Can I see the receipt for this payment?" And all you can say is just, "The vendor told me it's okay." So at that moment, it becomes a serious issue because verbal assurance is not proof. That is why the rule is simple. No documentation, no payment. Every single transaction must have a proper receipt or invoice. And if items were purchased, always double check the delivery order.
Facilities, programs, PIBG, all in one.
Why you mix everything? This is not nasi campur.
PIBG sini, program sini, facility sini.
Now, in this scene, we saw different funds being mixed into one bowl. It might look convenient like putting everything in one place, but in real school finance, this can create major problems. School handle several types of funds such as Parent-Teacher Association, which is PIBG funds, school operational funds, program or event funds. So each of this has its own purpose. When you mix them together, it becomes almost impossible to track where the money came from or what it should be used for. This can lead to mistakes, confusion, and even serious difficulties during audits. Imagine this: money that was meant for the sports day suddenly gets used to buy a textbook, or funds collected for a class trip end up covering a totally unrelated expense. It may not be intentional, but it immediately raises red flags. That is why it's important to keep all funds separate, label them clearly, and use each only for its intended purpose. This is can ensure the transparency, accuracy, and even a proper financial accountability.
So many words!
In this scene, we can see that only one person was handling everything: collecting money, recording it, approving payments, and even distributing the funds. It may look efficient, but in real school financial management, this is very risky. When only one person manages all the tasks, mistakes can go unnoticed, records can become inaccurate, and the risk of misuse of frauds increases. It is also overwhelming for that individual, and fatigue can lead to careless errors. That is why schools use a check and balance system. Tasks are divided. One person collects money, another records it, someone else approves payments, and another handles banking or distribution. By sharing responsibilities, schools protect their funds, it ensures accuracy, and it can make audits smoother. So the lesson is simple: one person should never manage everything alone.